Right now to Arizona and that controversial bill that is causing division among people there. This was a scene at the state capitol Friday. Protesters slamming a bill that would make it legal for businesses to refuse service to gay people on basis of religious freedom. Well, the bill already passed the House and Senate. It now goes to Governor Jan Brewer for signature. She said she'll probably make a decision on Friday on whether she would sign it. Well, here's been some of the reaction on both sides of the debate.
In America, people should be free to live and work according to their faith.
I don't see this as an attack insofar as those who believe in when you're protecting your right to A, practice your religion and not engage in a contract.
It's sending a message to progressive global-based companies that this is not a friendly environment to work within or to have a business within.
To me, what this says is Phoenix and Tucson and Flagstaff have non-discrimination ordinances that protect LGBTQ people, and we in the House of Representatives and we in the Senate do not like that.
So there are some people who believe this bill will allow restaurant owners to discriminate against gay people when they dine. But a lawyer with the Alliance Defending Freedom tells CNN that that's not the case. So I want to bring back my legal guys, Avery Friedman, a civil rights attorney and law professor in Cleveland, and Richard Herman, a New York criminal defense attorney and law professor, joining us from Las Vegas. All right, gentlemen, hello again. Avery, you first. You know, you don't have to be someone with a law degree to interpret this as a potential license to discriminate. So if the governor were to sign it into law, isn't it almost certainly going to be challenged in court?
Well, it should be. I mean, what's remarkable about this, Frederica, is 50 years ago we outlawed public accommodations discrimination. And the legislature and the governor apparently is thinking about passing a law favoring religion. So I think the law, number one, is unconstitutional. This governor had no problem violating the Constitution when it came to immigration. I think she's going to do it again. And the fact is that this restriction is unconstitutional and it will be challenged immediately.
And so, Richard, we just heard the one soundbite from someone who says, you know, essentially not having this law means that it will keep some people from carrying out their religious freedoms. I mean, if that's the argument as to why this bill has been passed, then what's the counter to that?
Well, their argument, Fred, is that, listen, we're not going to practice discrimination, but if we get sued for allegedly practicing discrimination, we can rely on this bill as a defense. Fred, Arizona is very close to Colorado. Maybe they should take a ride over there and chill out a little bit, because this bill, any first-year law student, Fred, will know this bill violates the Constitution. It is discrimination, and there is no way the governor in Arizona is going to sign this bill. Absolutely, she will never sign this bill. This is blatant profile discrimination.
So this is, you know, a collision between, you know, the religious freedoms and freedom of life and liberty, Avery. So you're talking about constitutional rights that are colliding here.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, you know, these same arguments were made 50 years ago. They said, we've heard the advocates for this new legislation of religious freedom, that it's protected under the First Amendment. No, it's not. Government balances the idea of freedom against, you know, other issues. And the fact is that these are issues that have been litigated before. And I actually disagree. I think the governor is going to sign it because I think it's politically expedient to her base. And I have no doubt that a federal district judge is going to hold that the action of the government in Arizona is unconstitutional. I don't even think it's close. Actually, Richard and I agree on that.
But you know what's interesting is Governor Brewer has said, you know, in the past, and actually most recently, I mean, as a former business owner herself, she said, you know what, if there was someone she didn't want to do business with, she just wouldn't do it. But it didn't necessarily need a law to support that.
That's right. And you know, Fred, there are 6 other states that are contemplating similar statutes like this. And if there's one way the Republican Party wants to guarantee the Democrats win for president next round, is to propose legislation like this, because it's a complete suspension of intellectual thought.
So you think this is just the start? There would be other states that would perhaps adopt the same kind of measure?
They're proposed in other states. That's right.
Right.
That's right. Other states are thinking about the same kind of legislation. And again, I agree. I think it's politically motivated. It has nothing to do with constitutional rights, religious freedom. Nothing.